our national anthem. Okay, athletes, please prepare for your 2-minute one-touch on your first event. Coaches, please signal the scores table when you're ready.
JT, do we have an assistant? Do we have an assistant? Oh, the bell, What?
Okay, I think we can get started. Hey everyone,
and welcome to this special Monday night edition of College Men's Gymnastics. Coming to you live from Haas Pavilion. We've got another Bay Area Classic matchup between Stanford and Cal. Looking forward to getting this night going. I'm Stanford alum Blake Wilson, joined here by Stanford legend, USA Gymnastics legend, and my former teammate Brandon Briones. How are we doing tonight?
Doing really well. Can't wait to start off the season and see these guys at their debut 2025. This is the first meet of the season for both these teams, and we're excited to see what they can do following really good seasons for both these teams last year.
Yeah, Stanford's led by head coach Tom Gleamy in his 23rd season as head coach at Stanford. Some new assistants in the mix. We got Ruben Lopez Martinez, Carlos Hernandez Ojeda, and Mitchell Sukup. And Cal coaching staff, we got JT Okada, the head coach, Carl Zeen in his second year, and Brian Del Castillo in his 6th year as associate head coach.
So a bit of a changing of the guard for the Stanford team. A lot of fresh new coaches on this team, so we're excited to see what they can bring to the table.
As you can see here, Cal's average score, their national qualifying average last year was 399.388, and their 2024 high was 405.6. As we're going to talk a lot tonight, a lot of scoring changes. No one's going to score 400 anymore. Formats are different. We're moving from 5 up 5 count to 4 up 4 count. So instead of 5 guys competing on each event, 2024 are competing, and Stanford's national qualifying average in 2024 was 417.025, and their 2024 high was 422.7, coming off of their 5th straight national championship.
Yeah, like mentioned, there's been a ton of rule changes. If you don't know, after the Olympics, every 4 years, there's a big change in the rule book for the code of points, and so this one was a big change. All the routines got cut down from 10 skills to 8 skills maximum, so that's going to bring down the start value for everybody's routines. So as a total, you're looking at around, if we can reference the last couple competitions this weekend, we've got I think around 318 to 310 as being the higher score. So I think that's about the range we're going to be looking for this competition.
Cal's starting on floor. A front layout to a double front, ran a little bit short, take a roll backwards. Front double pike. Small hop forward, but solid. Back layout down the side, just a hop forward. Gets into his non-acro. Wide arm Japanese press. Back 1.5 twist to a front laid out half twist. Goes a little long, has to take a hop out of bounds. That's one thing you'll see that everyone has to do now is a scale. And a double Arabian half to end the routine. That's also different. Every routine has to end with a double flipping skill. And every routine has to have some sort of scale in it as well, which is a variation of a one-legged stand.
Moving over to the pommel horse, we've got Ian Lasichellis, the senior from Stanford. Starting off with a scissor hand, really smooth on the way to the handstand. You don't want to see any strength used on that skill in particular. Really tricky, goes up to handstand and back down and flare. Anytime you go up to handstand and down again, that's adding more difficulty bonus, so he's already racking up a ton of points. Nice single pommel combination. Travel from one end to the other, Tong Fei. And then the Spado backwards travel. Getting ready for the dismount. Wow, added the extra pirouette to add bonus to that dismount. That's an E value dismount. That's another big change to this code of points is dismounts are now super highly valued. Your element group is now weighted based on how hard your dismount is. So because he did an E value dismount, his element group is 0.5 versus if he did a D level dismount, his element group would only be 0.4. So effectively, that's adding 0.2 to his start value.
And it's great to see Ian Lasichellis back in the mix. I know he missed a lot of last year with the injury. Good to see him back out there on the competition floor.
Yeah, I really struggled with injuries in the past, but he's such a gamer, such a trooper, and glad to see he's back on the competition floor.
Absolutely. Next up for Cal, we have Matteo Bardana, freshman from Oakville, Ontario. It'll be his first competition, first event in his Cal career. Score for Tomohiro Kawada comes in at 10.5 to start things off for Cal. Front fold to a double front. Small hop, but very nice. Front double full punch half. Gets into his non-acrobatic. Back 2.5 twist to a front pike. Small hop forward. And a double pike dismount with a stick, so he'll get a 10th stick bonus. I have a feeling we might see a decent amount of double pike dismounts on floor. That was recently upgraded from a C to a D, and like Brandon was explaining, D dismount will get 4/10 of the element group, 4/10 for the skill, and then a 10th for that stick bonus.
All right, now moving on to Taylor Burkhart. I'm interested to see what kind of routine he's going to do, because the recent rule change limited the number of flare elements you can do to only 4, and this guy is the flare master. So let's see, he started off with some nice scissor work. There's one big flare travel, and now he's going to do, that skill is named after him, the Burkhart. Nice full spindle. He's got one more allowed. Big full spindle over both pommels. And, oh, just barely made it around that dismount. Really well stay on that. That could have gone south really quickly, but maintained his composure there.
Yeah, and with it being 4-up-4 count now, I think there's going to be a lot more parity and closer scores throughout the NCAA. Really limits the amount of flaws you can have when it's going from 30 routines in a meet to 24. It makes those errors just more costly than before.
Yeah, that's true. And not only that, but also changing from 10 skills to 8 skills. That's a big separator from a good routine to a great routine. Good routine, 8D level skills, and the rest are maybe A or B, and then great would be all D or above. So it kind of levels the playing field as far as scoring might be.
Next up on floor for Cal, we got Carter Kim, sophomore out of Frisco, Texas. Score for Mateo comes in at 13.65. Front fold to a double front. Small hop backwards, a little under rotated. Double layout, very nice and stretched. As opposed to last year, that's 1 more 10th higher in difficulty. Back double fold down the side, just a little shuffle with his feet. Press handstand. All these handstands need to be held for at least 2 seconds. And here's the scale. I say often I'm glad I'm still not competing. That adds to it. No one wants to see me do a scale. Back 2.5 to front layout. Still a small hop, but good connection there. Half in, half out dismount, or more of a full out, small hop forward, but good routine from Carter, and it's good to see Cal keep building.
Next we got Colt Walker, 5th year from Stanford, starting off with some nice scissor work. Colt can be pretty clean on this event if he can maintain his balance. It's a really tricky skill. Fortunately comes off a little bit too off to the side. That's the tricky part about pommel horses. Anytime you're very slightly off, it can compound every hand placement, and it's almost like the balance beam where you gotta really be on top and balanced, always shifting your weight back and forth. And so unfortunately he got a little bit ahead of himself there and fell off. So I'll take 1 point deduction for that. Doesn't repeat it, so he won't get credit for that element. And doing the extra pirouette, adding a little bit more bonus to that dismount to try and mitigate that mistake. So far, Stanford's got a 13.05 from Ian and a 13.2 from Taylor Burkhart. So pretty good scores up in the 13s. I think we'll see that 13s on a pommel horse for this code are pretty decent score.
Next up for the Bears on the floor.
Up next for Cal, Kalen Curry. He had a really good year last year. NCAA finalist on a couple of events and was really a big-time scorer on this Cal team. See what he does in his first routine for Cal this year. Double layout with the full twist, absolutely huge. Has to rebound out of it. I think he might have put his hands down. Double front, just a small hop. Whip to a 2.5 down the side. That was beautiful. Front Rudy, 1.5 twist. Nice stick there. Nice press handstand. Different variation of a scale here. Very nice double layout stick. So again, we'll keep iterating some of the changes, but a double layout was upgraded from a D to a E, so 4/10 to 5/10. Since he did a E dismount, he'll get a full 5/10 for the element group dismount, and then he gets another 10th for the stick. So big points there, and great routine from Kalen.
That was a really good, that was a really good routine. Aside from that little mistake at the beginning, you could see this guy had a lot of power. He's an NCAA finalist on floor and pole. So he's really got some great tumbling abilities. Now we got Marcus Kushner for Stanford in the anchor spot, 4th up. This guy's built for pommel horse. This just recently got upgraded, so I believe it's an F-rated skill now. Huge bonus there, doing a lot of hand placements in between the pommels. This is a new for him, single pommel sequence. Now he's doing a lot of travel work, stepping over pommels, really tricky hand placements. Unfortunately, can't keep it going. A little break in rhythm can really lead to disaster on pommel horse, and looks like he got a little bit rushed ahead of himself. Gonna have to take a full point fall for that. So last 2 routines for Stanford. The way Coach Tom Gleamy wants it to.
You got it. Good minutes. Let's go.
Gonna remount. Get ready for the dismount. Wow. That was a really unique dismount. I believe that dismount's worth an F. So you can see from the first event, these guys are really taking advantage of that bonus you can gain on the dismount.
Yeah, definitely an easy way to up your start value. Well, not an F dismount is not easy to do, but if you can do it, it's a good way to boost your difficulty.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how much upgrading from a D to maybe an F dismount can get you 5/10 extra above the other guy, and then add that stick bonus on events like rings, floor, high bar, P bars, and you're looking at a 6/10 swing on one skill. So I think this code, all the emphasis is going to be on those dismounts. And now we did 4 up 4 count for each team, and Asherong is going to go 5th. And if you're wondering why Stanford's putting up 5 routines, there's a rule where you can put up a 5th gymnast if they are competing in the all-around spot. So Stanford's score Asher's score is not going to count for Stanford team total. but it'll count towards his all-around total at the end. So he's likely we're going to see him do all 6 events today. Asher is a superstar for Stanford, recent Olympian, competed at the Paris Games and was a huge part of that bronze medal performance, historic team medal for Team USA. Starting off with a nice scissor handstand. Those are tricky elements that are really judged harshly. There's going up and down in the Busnari. Really, really clean, super dynamic. It's got a lot of speed. Really eccentric worker on pommel horse. Really clean, super difficult E element there on single pommel. I'll do a second single pommel sequence. A little bit of trouble breaking the rhythm, but he's able to muscle his way through and finish off with a good dismount. So really great save there. Love to see him keep his composure and stay on the horse. That's what pommel horse comes down to a lot of the times, is just making sure you can stay on the equipment. So that's going to be a really good score. Last 2 scores for Stanford were a 12.85 from Colt and a 12.3 from Marcus.
And then for Cal, Carter Kim put up a 12.7. Kalen Curry put up a 12.55 to give Cal a 49.4 starting score on floor. And yeah, that's big for Asher. I think, especially early in the season, good to really fight to stay on the equipment, fight to save routines. It's a long season. These guys will be in better routine shape towards the end of the year, so good to push through and stay on the equipment.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see him do an all-around first competition of the year. He just came off of a really busy season. So seems like he's healthy, ready to go. My thought is that he's probably wanted to go out and just test out some upgrades early on in the season to get some numbers under his belt. But yeah, really great routine from Asher.
Yeah, and that's one thing that excites me about 8-skill routines. I think, with 10 skills before is pretty long routine. You had a couple kind of filler skills that were lower value, and I think we're going to see a lot more, difficulty jam-packed within the, 7 skills before the dismount. So I think it'll be exciting to see how jam-packed these routines can get.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going to be the way to build the difficulty now with only 8 skills. Is you got to do the big stuff. And so, I mean, we could quickly go over some of the changes to floor and pommel horse while we're on these 2 events. Stanford's going to go to floor now, and Cal's going to go to horse. So, floor, like Blake mentioned, there's been a couple of changes. Dismount has to be a double flip, which kind of eliminates that really popular triple twist dismount that you likely have seen in the past. You have to do a scale, which is a 1-leg balance, and it doesn't have to count as one of your skills, but you have to include it. And then some notable changes to the scoring are anything double layout position is going to be upgraded. So expect to see a lot of those like we saw from Cal.
I'm excited to see Aiden Lee anchor this Cal team on pommel horse. NCAA All-American. I know he holds a lot of records on pommel horse for Cal with the old scoring system. And just a really good swinger. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah, he's a former Canadian pommel horse champion on this event, so expect to see really big stuff from him. His NCAA personal record is a 14.8, which we're changing the score, so maybe we won't see that kind of level of scoring now, but expect to see him at the top of the rankings at the end of the meet.
Yeah, and then for Stanford, this is a pretty stacked floor lineup early on in the year. Jeremy Bischoff, Taylor Burkhart, Kyan, Asher, Hong, Colt, you know, it should be some big routines, some big numbers.
Yeah, Stanford's bringing back a lot of experience in the form of 3 fifth-years, Jeremy Bischoff, Colt Walker, and Brandon Wynn. So really not losing too many routines from last year's NCAA championships. So they're really looking to keep that streak going.
Yeah, just so the viewers know, Stanford's chasing their 6th national championship, or 6th straight national championship this year. It has never been done before. So we'll see how the season plays out, but you know, they're at 5 straight right now. A lot of teams pushing them this year. You know, I think especially with 4-4 count, it's going to be really close, and I'm excited to see how the season plays out. Looks like they're about a quarter of their way through their 2-minute one-touch. After every event, there'll be a 2-minute one-touch, so the gymnasts can get kind of warm on the event they're about to go on. Especially early in the year, super important to be as comfortable and safe as you can in these routines. Looks like there's a small adjustment to one of Stanford's routines. Their score after 1 rotation is 51.6 to Cal's 49.4.
I'm excited to see what Cal can bring to the table this year. They graduated a ton of seniors and grad students last year. I think like 9 of them. So they've got a lot of young guys in their team looking to contribute.
Yeah, 7 freshmen's a lot. You know, I think it's cool they went across the really world in recruiting this year. Have a lot of international talent. And just a lot of young guys. They're coming off a really good year last year. They finished 7th at NCAA championships, which I think is their highest finish in a pretty long time. So a lot of momentum for Cal right now, and I think you'll see him keep climbing the leaderboard. It's first up for Stanford on floor with Jeremy Bischoff. Starts with the double twisting double back. Lands a little short. Has to take a hop forward. Front fold to a double front. Has to sit it down. Landed pretty short. Back double full. Sticks that one. Back 2.5 to a front tuck. I think that was probably supposed to be a front layout. Looked like landed a little bit forward on that 2.5. Gets into his wide arm press. And there it is. There's the scale. And double pike dismount, like I said, that's upgraded to a D. Just a small hop, but he won't be happy with that one. He's usually very strong on floor. Couple mistakes there, but he has plenty of other routines today to make up for it.
Now we're looking at Tucker Yasunaga from Cal. Nice single pommel sequence right into his travels. Anytime you go from one end to the other, adding a little bit more difficulty. Nice short routine, but pretty clean, and not much to take off in terms of deduction. So that's a good start for Cal. You always want to be a little bit strategic on who you put up first, especially on pommel horse, to get the ball rolling and get some momentum, because you want to start off on the strong foot.
Next up on floor is Taylor Burkhart. He's got a task of what we call stopping the bleeding now. Kind of get Stanford back on the right track. An 11.4 for Jeremy, and put the momentum back in the right direction.
Next up on floor, Stanford, Taylor Burkhart.
Expecting a big routine from him. He's got a lot of talent on floor.
Yeah, his senior year, ton of experience. Double twisting, double layout. Absolutely massive. Just a small hop. Front double full to a double front. I don't know how he pulled that one around. That was looking pretty short, but way to pull it off, Tay. Double full, sticks the landing. Gets into his flare sequence. As Brandon said earlier, he's the flare master, as we saw in pommel horse. Very low wide arm press. Nicely done. A little bit of a bobble in that scale, but he pulls it off. And double twisting, double back to end the routine. Small hop back, but like Brandon said, that was an absolute massive routine. That should score well, and that definitely gives Stanford some good momentum moving forward.
Yeah, excited to see what start value that was. That was big time. All right, now we got Rick Dudley on the pommel horse. See a lot of guys start off with the scissor elements. Probably the easiest way to start the routine on horse. Looking for feet together, toes pointed. Doing really well with the form so far. Another short but really clean routine from Cal. They're keeping the momentum strong, so right on the tail of Stanford after a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, big routine from one of the Cal freshmen. Like I said, Triggs from London, so very good international recruit. That should be a pretty good number for Cal.
Yeah, English national team member.
Really big 13.8 from Taylor Burkhart, 15.3 start value. I think that's probably one of the higher start values we'll see tonight, and one of the highest throughout the country this weekend. Next up for Stanford, Kai and Jay Spencer. Double front to start it off. Pretty big hop forward. Double Arabian piked. I haven't seen that one in a while.
That's one of the ones that got upgraded, so I think that's maybe an E or an F this year.
Back double full down the side. Back 2.5 punch layout. Better Chenko there, triple Russian. Done nicely. Good handstand work there. It's his requirement for the scale. Double Arabian half with the stick. Very nice routine from Cayenne. He'll be happy with that one.
Yeah, nice stuck dismount. Now we got Tyler Shimizu, the senior from Cal. Got a pretty good line on the horse. Pretty straight. Not too much pike in the back of the circle. Two really tricky travel elements there. Back to back. There's the Magyar Savato forward and backwards travel across the whole horse, right up to the dismount. Does the D element. That's going to be a really good score. Had some pretty good difficulty in there. Cal's on a roll.
Yeah, 3 for 3 on horse so far. That's not an easy task to do, especially early in the season.
Definitely not. Early in the season, first meet of the year, typically you're not going to see a lot of consistency, but this horse squad's getting it done.
Cayenne put up a nice 13.4 to keep things rolling for Stanford. Now we get Olympian Asher Hong up. I expect this to be another really high difficulty routine. Front double full to front layout. Nice stick there. Front full to double front. Can't see over there, but he might have stepped out of bounds. Double there. A lot of power. Takes the hop backwards. Nice white arm press there. Good scale. Double layout dismount with the stick. Very nice routine. I think as the season goes on, we'll see that routine get more and more difficult. I think that especially that first pass will probably turn into a front double full, double front. But great start from Asher. Keeps the ball rolling for Stanford.
All right, now here's that big horse routine we were talking about, Aiden Lee. This guy knows how to swing the pommel horse. Nice scissor, fulfilling that element group 1 requirement. Look how straight he is. Really elevated above the pommels. That's what you love to see. Judges are going to have a very difficult time taking deductions off of those. So he started this single pommel sequence with a sewn entry, so that's going to add an extra 10th bonus. Super difficult work. Losing a little bit of form on the woo travel, but he's still keeping his composure, keeping good rhythm. Back on track, getting ready for the dismount. Extra pirouette for the bonus. Really, really good routine. Other than that slight mistake on the woo travel, has got probably going to be a 3/10 deduction for that leg split. But I expect that to be one of the harder or higher start value routines of the day, if not the highest.
Yeah, that was a big routine. Last up in the all-around spot for Stanford is Colt Walker. Again, this score won't count towards their team total, but Colt's doing all-around tonight. Very nice front full to a double pike. Back 2.5 to a double front. very difficult first 2 passes to start out and performed very well. Back double full. Another triple Russian. Another Japanese press. I'm excited to see Colt scale. There it is. Double Arabian dismount. Small hop forward to the side a little bit, but really difficult routine from Colt. Done well to end the floor rotation for Stanford and end this second rotation.
Yeah, what I love about that routine was the 2.5 double front. He hasn't done that pass in a couple years because he's suffered from a couple back injuries, but takes a lot of guts to be able to put that back in his routine. It's worth a ton of points. So props to him for getting through that routine and putting in some upgrades. 13.85 for Aiden Lee. That's a big score on the horse.
Yeah, big 14-0 from Asher on floor. 14.9 start value, so 9.1 execution. You probably won't see a much higher execution than that. So great routine from Asher. We're still waiting for Colt's score to come in, but as it stands right now after 2 rotations, both teams have done the 2 same events. So Stanford is at 104.2, Cal's at a 101.65. So as it stands right now, Stanford's got about a 2.5 point lead, if my Stanford math is doing me well.
Yeah, check this out. Pommel horse versus or Cal's pommel horse versus Stanford's floor, 52.25 to 52.6. That's pretty close, especially considering horse is typically a lower scoring event than floor. So really good job for Cal on that event.
Yeah, just comparing the two, Cal takes the pommel horse event title today as a team, and then individually as well. Aiden Lee takes the pommel horse title with that 13.85. Big difficulty score of 15.6 or 5.6. And then it looks like Colt's scores coming in at a 14-1, so he'll take the floor title tonight, narrowly edging out Asher. So pretty good start for both teams. Next, we'll move into rings and vault. Stanford will start on vault. Cal's going to start on rings. Brandon, you want to break down some of the main changes to the code on these events?
Sure. So rings, then a couple of start value changes for a couple elements. So Yamawaki's, the double flips forward, super common element that you'll see probably in every routine and probably have seen in the past. Those got actually downgraded unless you swing directly to a handstand out of it. So you're going to see really strong ring guys. They're going to do a pike Yamawaki, swing up to a handstand. We've also upgraded cross, so expect to see a couple more of those in these routines. And inverted crosses are also getting upgraded. So a lot of emphasis on the big strength moves. And then vault, all vaults were lowered by 4/10 start values. So not necessarily changing the relative start values, but keeping it more in line with the lower score we're going to see across all the other 5 events.
Yeah, and I think vault's one of the easier events to try to compare scores from prior years. I think I wish I had a whiteboard out to break this down, but I think a really good team score on vault before was about a 72, which comes out to about a 14-4 if 5 guys were up. So if you eliminate 4/10, that's a 14-0 per person. And then if you multiply that by 4, that's a 56. So I think around a 56 is going to be a really good number on vault. We'll see as the season progresses, but that's my quick breakdown of how to compare at least vault to previous scores.
Yeah, I think vault's the one event where probably not going to see too much change between previous codes and this code. So expect to see a lot of double twists, 2.5 twists, Kazumatsu vaults.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Asher's biggest vault tonight, but he is the reigning NCAA champion on vault. He can do a huge full twisting double back or a Sukahara full double back with a full twist.
Yeah, pretty unlikely we'll see it as the first meet of the year, and don't want to risk anything, any injury or anything like that.
Yeah, it's a long season. These guys will compete most weekends until mid-April, and then a lot of them will, compete at Winter Cup, compete internationally for the U.S., compete internationally for their home countries.
Hopefully the 8 skill routines will help in that, keep these guys a little healthier for longer. 10 skills routines are just absolutely brutal on the body. We're getting it started off on rings for Cal. Back upright straight flange. Nice board straight position. This is Theo Gatterud. There's that pike yama if you swing up to handstand that I mentioned, so he's keeping the bonus from last code. Doing a pretty good job keeping the rings relatively still. Double layout with a full twist, dismount, couple shuffles back, but really good routine to start off the Cal run on rings.
Yeah, rings is going to be an event. It's going to be very difficult to get, higher value dismounts and more tense with the element group. Up first for Stanford, this is freshman Cooper Kim making his Stanford debut. Done well, Yurchenko double full. Always good to get your first routine of your freshman year out of the way, and he did it very well.
Good to start off with a hit. Next, we're going to have Matteo Bardana for Cal on rings. It's a freshman and former Canadian junior national team member, so guy's got some international experience behind him. Excited to see what he can bring in his freshman year. $12.9 for Theo, starting from a 14.3. Back up rise to cross. Every strength position on rings need to be held for 2 full seconds to receive full credit. So it looks like that second cross was good to go. Wants to kill the swing on the rings. A little bit short hold on that L. Handstand positions are critical on rings. And nice stuck double double back with a full twist for his dismount. So he's going to get that stick bonus. You see the judge in the corner raise the green flag.
Yeah, not the most difficult routine, but executed very well. Next on vault, we have Taylor Burkhart for Stanford. Yurchenko on. Yurchenko half on, 1.5 twist off. Done well. Small hop back, a little bit of form in the air. He's capable of doing some more twists off the table, but good to land safely and move on to the next event. Cooper Kim's score comes in at 13.65. It's a pretty solid start for Stanford.
Next, we're going to see Jackson Mitchell on rings. This guy's a rings NCAA finalist and has a PR of 13.633. So this guy's got some strength. Really nice uprise Maltese. Pretty good position. You want your shoulders to be completely level with your hands to have no deductions. Wow, really good. Nice board straight. Still position in the flange lower Maltese. Anytime you got a guy doing 3 or 4 big strength moves like that, that's the mark of a strong ring guy. A little bit of a check on the handstand. It's a really good routine so far. Can he finish it off? Great stuck dismount. That's going to be a big score for Cal. And if he can upgrade that dismount just a little bit more, it's going to be a huge ring score.
Next up, Colt Walker, capable of some big vaults. We'll see what he does tonight. Kazumatsu 1.5 twists, so 2.5 twists off the table. Just a little small hop forward, but really good form in the air, good control. That'll be a good number after Taylor Burkhart's 13.75.
This is Tomo Kawada, the grad student for Cal.
I believe, too, he's a transfer. I think he was at Ohio State the last 4 years, so new year and new team.
.8 for Jackson Mitchell. Upright straight flange. I was going to lower to that cross, which was recently given a 1/10 upgrade. Nice uprise Maltese. Feet maybe a little bit low, but overall pretty good position. Hanma lower to Maltese. That's super unique. You really don't see that move. Really wants to kill the swing on the rings here. And double it out with a full twist. About a 3/10 hop backwards. but try and maximize that dismount bonus you can get by doing the harder dismount. So as the season progresses, it gets a little bit more consistent. Being able to stick that dismount is going to do him a lot.
Asher Hong, ready to go on vault. Same vault as Colt. Cal's 1.5. Done well, small hop, a little bit of leg separation in the air. Colt's score came in at a 13.95. I expect Asher's to be right around that mark. Wow, that's already the completion of the third rotation. I think 4 up 4 count definitely moves a little faster.
I was going to say, we are flying through this meet. Seems like twice as fast as a normal competition, and probably by design to help increase the viewability of these meets, which can end up being super, super long.
Yeah, so team scores for the third rotation. Cal puts up, we're still waiting for one score to come in. Stanford puts up a 55.1 on vault. And Tomohiro's score just came in at 11.35. Cal puts up a 48.65. And the lead for Stanford grows to a 159.3 to a 150.3. So 9-point lead halfway through. Like I said, kind of comparing scores to last year. I thought, 56, pretty solid number to put up on vault. Stanford goes 55-1. So definitely room for growth, room for more difficulty. But I think for both teams, good third rotation. No falls, no major errors. So hopefully carry that over into the second half of the meet.
Yeah, pretty pleased with what I've seen so far, especially considering the first competition of the season.
Now moving to Stanford on rings, Cal on vault. Like we mentioned before, Kalen Curry, super powerful. NCAA finalist on vault. And then for Stanford on rings, got a lot of strength that we'll probably see from Asher, Mark Berlaga, one of the strongest guys I've seen on rings.
Yeah, Asher's the rating national champion on rings, so that's going to be a huge routine to watch out for. And then got Mark Berlaga, also hugely strong ring guy. He's got some really impressive stuff. I can't wait to see what's in his routine this year. I think he's capable of doing those super highly rated inverted crosses. So see if he puts it in for this competition.
Yeah, and then for Cal as well, I think we got a couple new faces. Troy Nuescu, freshman from Thousand Oaks, California. Theodore, Cal veteran. Carter Kim, sophomore. And then Kalen Curry is a junior. So it's good to see Cal putting up a lot of young guys contributing, and that'll definitely help him in the years to come. Another 2-minute one touch. Everyone will get one touch on the equipment, then we'll get back to it. Kind of at this halfway point, Brandon, what sticks out to you so far through the first 3 events?
Well, the big thing is we're seeing guys throw some upgrades that we haven't seen in previous years, and that's to try and get acclimated to the new code of points and really test the waters this early in the season. We had seen a couple of falls from each team, but that's That's okay. This is the first competition, and we're going to see as the season goes on a little bit more endurance, a little bit more fitness, a little bit more finesse, and hopefully see those routines clean up. But yeah, I mean, really, really good to see Cal throwing up some freshmen to contribute, and they're breaking into the lineup, which is not an easy thing to do, especially with a 4-4 count format. So yeah, really excited to see what the last half of this competition comes to offer. Got some exciting events coming up.
Yeah, I think one thing to note too with these changes, especially going to 4-up-4 count, the number of guys that can compete per competition has decreased from 15 to 12. So, that's something to take note of.
Yeah, making the lineup on an event is a big deal. Starting off with a Rune Chetri hip Maltese. This is new for him. Maybe a little bit shy of the hold, but pretty good position. We'll see what the judges do with that. Upright straight planche. That one definitely good on the hold. Another straight plan. So 3 pretty big strength elements to start off. Now he's going into his swinging work. Pike down walkie, up the handstand. Nicely done, straight arms. Picking up a little bit of swing. Able to minimize that. And getting ready for that dismount. Double out with a full twist. Almost got the stuck. Dismount. Pretty good routine from Arun. I think as we see the season go on, we'll see him get a little bit stronger on that Maltese and then hopefully dial in and stick the landing.
First up for Cal's Theo. Cal's full, so round off, 2 twists off. Good start, a little short on the landing, hop forward. Like we've mentioned about this Cal team, a lot of international guys. Theo, former Norwegian national team member.
All right, next we're going to see the reigning NCAA champion, Asher Hong. So this is a big-time routine to watch out for. He's got an advantage because I'm assuming he's doing his usual dismount double out with 2 twists, which is going to give him a lot of bonus with these dismounts, new dismount rules. But you're going to see this guy is insanely strong. He's got pristine strength positions. Start off with that inverted cross. Maybe a tiny bit high, but overall really nicely done. Breaking it up with some swings. Pretty interesting composition. Doing the swings early in the routine. Perfectly level, straight planche, lower to Maltese. Maybe a bit short on that hold on the Maltese. I don't know if we'll get full credit for that. Second one looks pretty good. Nice still rings on that giant swing to handstand. Now he's getting ready for the dismount. There's that big time double layout. A little bit of a shuffle backwards, but it's going to be a huge score. He's got a ton of difficulty in there. His start value is going to be way up there.
Next up for Cal, freshman Troy Nuescu. Same vault as Theodore. Cal's full. Good landing, just a little shuffle back, but good form in the air. That should score pretty well.
I think he could have stuck that. He only moved his right foot. Maybe just stay a little bit more patient down on the landing. Give you that extra extra bonus for the stick.
Absolutely. Theodore's score comes in at a 13.25. And Troy's score quickly comes in at a 13.2. So I was wrong. He
Rune
did not score better.
Rune Chetri got a 12.75 on rings. Starting from a 4-6. I think we'll see Asher's score be a little bit higher than that. Yep, 13.8 from a 5.5. So got almost a point extra in start value there. Now we're going to move on to senior Taylor Burkhart on rings. Starting off with Zarian Cross. Nicely done. Completely level with the rings. There's a second strength element. Rise to L. It's pretty unorthodox skill there. There are those Yamawakis. Very common. You'll see almost every ring guy do those skills. Super hard on the shoulder. Double dismount. Hop backwards. Really want to see these guys stick a little bit more dismounts. But it's early in the season, and when fatigue is a factor, sticking the dismount isn't always the concern. Just landing on your feet is going to be a good score.
Carter Kim now up for Cal. 2.5 twist. That was huge in the air. Went out of frame. Don't know where he ended up, but looks like he just took a hop forward. Nice and clean in the air. A lot of amplitude.
Yeah, if he was able to stay straight, he might have been able to stay within those lines. Going out of bounds on those lines will incur neutral deduction. So hopefully he went straight forward to minimize those deductions. Now in the anchor spot, we got Mark Verlaga. Like I said, this guy's a beast on rings. So expect to see some insane strength elements from this guy. Zarian Maltese, can't stress enough how difficult that is, the slow backward roll, pull himself up. Now he's got that inverted cross. Arguably just as good as Asher's, if not even better. He held it super long, definitely more than the 2 seconds requirement. Maximizing the bonus on the swing skills. Love to see that. Uprise Maltese. Super solid position. X-Book uprise straight planche. Right into the dismount. Really curious technique there to go straight from the strength element to the dismount, but glad to see he landed that dismount, doubled out with a full twist. I tried to help teach this guy that dismount for over a year, and he struggled with it, but that looked quite a bit better than what I've seen in the past, so good for him on throwing that in there.
Kalen Curry, anchor spot for Cal and vault. Cal's 1.5. Good in the air, just a little bit short on the landing. Has to take the hop back, but that should be. Hope these judges don't prove me wrong again, but that should be Cal's highest score on vault.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, Carter Kim put up a 12.55, big hop forward. Might have.
So we saw Asher. Asher got a 13.8 on rings, so 12.9 for Mark Verlaga. That was a little bit lower than I thought he was going to get. I think they really hammered him on that dismount. Had to take a big step forward, low chest. If you land with your chest really low facing the ground, that can also add additional deduction beyond any steps or hops. So I think they really got him on that. Now we got Colt Walker in the all-around spot, so not going to count for the team. Nice solid straight planche to start off. Cross maybe a tiny bit high, but solid hold so far. Got a nice strong straight planche position. He's taking advantage of it, doing 2 in a single routine. Perfectly straight and still on those swing to handstands, minimizing deductions there. Double, small hop backwards, but that's a good routine for Colt. So all hit routines for Stanford on rings.
Yeah, Kalen Curry's score came in at a 13.6, so good finish for Cal on vault, putting up a 52.6. Stanford putting up a 53.0 on rings. So at the halfway mark, or sorry, the 2/3 mark, I suppose. Stanford has a 212.3 to Cal's 202.9. I'm used to seeing low 200 as the halfway mark, but so yeah, about 9.5 point lead for Stanford headed. 2 rotations left.
I'm going to take a couple competitions for us to get used to, or get a sense of what a good team score is going to be, what a good event score is going to be. It's a big change to the code of points. 12-9 for Colt Walker, so tying Mark Berlaga there, and looks like Asherhong is going to get the event title with a 13-8.
Yeah, imagine a 5-5 difficulty score is going to be on the higher side in the country this year. That's a really big start value with this new code. So we'll move to P-bars and high bar. Stanford will start on high bar. Cal will start on P-bars. Brennan, any major changes in the code to either of these events?
Well, we got a bunch of upgrades on P-bars. Anything really where you do a double flip and you catch with your upper arm, so catching on your biceps, is going to have an upgrade. So expect to see giant double backs, swing double backs, front upright double backs, those kind of things. They're going to be hugely valuable. We're used to seeing Heelys and 1-bar Heely elements, and those got recently downgraded, but they're pretty common and not too difficult to do, so I think we'll still see some of those. I'm excited to see if anyone in the country this year is going to be doing any Gatsons, because that's a super unique and awesome skill to see, and that got upgraded as well. We also got kind of a nerf on front uprises. You could probably thank Curran Phillips and Lucas Dowser for that. You can only do, I think, 2 uprise through handstands, so no more spamming that bonus. But high bar, there's been a lot of changes to the releases, so you're going to see there's been a lot of upgrades to releases that are maybe not as traditional. So pretty cookie cutter high bar routine is going to involve Tkachev's and Kovac style releases in the past, and now pretty much all the releases other than that are getting upgraded. So you've got things like full twisting Tkachev's, you've got Wallstrom's, Gangers got upgraded from a C to a D, so expect to see a ton of Gangers. And then anything double flipping forward over the bar, so your Gaylords, your Pagans, those got upgraded. And so because there are connection bonuses for doing 2 releases in a row, you might see a lot of guys go from Tkachev to Ganger, You can also get connection bonus from doing in-bar style elements to release, so talk half, talk full to release. And I believe they just also added long hang swings to releases as being upgrades. So like a Kwas to a Tkachev might get some connection bonus there.
I would love to see that combo.
I think that would be so difficult. I would also love to see that. Another thing that they did was they loosened the angle requirements for those long hang skills. So Kwas, Revolcos used to be super stringent from the judges as in terms of what gets deducted on that. You had to land perfectly in a handstand, which is a little bit unrealistic for those types of skills. So I think that's a good change. So we'll probably see a couple more Kwas and Revolcos from these guys. But I got a heads up that Taylor Burkhart's routine on high bar is absolutely nuts. And a lot of that has to do with all those crazy unique releases that nobody ever did, like the full twisting Jaeger and a 1.5 twisting Yamawaki. No one really wanted to compete those. Taylor's been doing them for years since he's a kid, and so he's got a ton of bonus just from this new code. And so I think we're going to see him attempting some big start values on high bar this year.
Yeah, and then on the Cal side, I'm looking forward to Theodore's routine. He's always been a really good P-bar worker. And then I'm excited to see Mateo Ardana too. Freshman who's already contributed a lot today. See what he can do.
Yeah, it seems like he's doing it all around today. I think he's been on every event.
Yeah.
All right, starting off. Nice Makoots. That's a really difficult skill, and he did it perfectly. You do not want to stop on that single rail. Really hard to do it with perfect technique like that, so that's super impressive. Got a good line, hitting the handstands well. Double peg dismount, just a 110 top. That's going to be actually a really great score from Tucker Yasunaga.
Yeah, great start for Cal on P-bars. Up first for Stanford on high bar, we got Jeremy Bischoff. He's the one that's always super clean on high bar. Has nice lines. See how his routine's evolved with the new code. Starts off with basically a full spin, one-arm giant. Full talk. I want to see that go a little bit higher to the handstand. Talk half to a Ginger. That is just not a connection you would see before this code. Layout Tkachev. Straddle Tkachev, done well. Dismount, double with the stick. Very nice routine from Jeremy. Again, that's an E dismount, so he gets 5/10 for the skill, 5/10 for the element group, and then he gets a 10th for that stick bonus as well. So good start for Stanford on high bar.
All right, next we're going to see the freshman Mateo Bardana. He's actually not doing all around today, but kind of seems like it with how much he's been contributing. Nice peach handstand mount to start off. Moi release into the middle of the bars. There's that Healy turn. Pretty clean so far. No major form deductions. Double front dismount. Nice to find his feet. That's a blind landing, really difficult to land those and minimize deductions, but he did a really good job there. Another thing I forgot to mention on P-bars is that they kind of changed the construction where your momentum has to continue swinging the same way throughout the routine. So you can't swing back up to a handstand and then come down the same way. So you're going to see a lot of guys do pirouettes to try and make the routine flow better.
Next up on high bar for Stanford, Colt Walker. Jeremy Bischoff put up a really good 13-3 to get things started. Same full spin on one arm. Talk half, a little bit of leg separation. Coleman caught well. Kovacs doing a swing on all these releases. Pretty fluid with straight arms. That one wasn't as fluid. One arm giant. Double dismount from Colt as well. A little bit of slide back, but another good routine for Stanford.
And next we're going to see the senior John Shimizu. Bardana scored a 12.55 on the last routine. Nice clean giant swing. Big air on the tapelt. There's that super critical element. Makut's had to struggle a little bit to the handstand, but got it done. Nice clean heely. Dismount double front. Almost had the stick. Some pretty good difficulty in that. I think we're going to see a good score from that routine.
Colt Walker follows up Jeremy's 13-3 with a 13.05. Next up we have Brandon Wynn, one of the captains of this Stanford team. His 5th year with the program. Same full twist. It's called the Zuli Man. Full talk done really nice. Left talk. Coleman catches it a little short, but works out of it well. Way out to Tkachev. Straddle to Tkachev and that one-arm giant. Double dismount. Gets the stick, I think his right foot might have moved a little bit. I can't see if they put up the green flag or not, but I think that's another stuck landing for Stanford on high bar.
Yeah, that was big time. He minimized the deductions too on those talk elements, getting pretty good angles on those handstands. Next up for Cal on P-bar is going to be Theo Gadarud. Sean Shimizu scored a 12.75. Big air. Front straddle 1 1/4. Double front. Had to travel backwards a little bit on that, but pulled it around and got the good landing. I think that's going to be a really good score for Cal. You can see why he's in the anchor spot. Usually you want to put your best routine up last.
Next up is Stanford,
Yeah, good routine, and he's fired up. Next for Stanford on high bar, Taylor Burkhart. Score comes in for Brandon Wynn at a really nice 13.7. That'll be hard to top tonight, I think. If anyone can do it, though, it's Taylor. Starts with a super high laid out to Kachev. Stalder layout to Kachev. Stalder Rabalko a little bit late on that turn, but Winkler. Full twisting, front flipping, catch the bar again. Super difficult, super unique. And triple back. Couple hops back, but it's very difficult dismount to top off a super difficult routine that was performed well. So
yeah, that was big time.
Yeah, 4 for 4 for Stanford on high bar. That's really good to see, especially early in the season. I think high bar's, obviously one of the easier ones to come off on. So, good fifth rotation for Stanford. We'll still have one more routine. Asher Hong in the all-around spot. We'll see what he does on high bar. He's been getting better on high bar every year. It's definitely one of his weaker events, but keeps getting better every year and really helping his all-around score by improving on high bar.
Yeah, his progress has been pretty dramatic. Used to be a really weak event for him, but I don't think it's so much anymore. Theo got a 13.05 on P-bar, so highest score we've seen from Cal on that event.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Asher takes advantage of this new code on high bar. I think he's always had some unique skills on high bar. So we'll see what he can put together. Judges look like they're still working on Taylor's score. Icing Asher a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the judges do with that score. Those long hang coiffed Rabalko type elements are usually just hammered by the judges. And in previous codes, those are going to get, the ones that Taylor did are going to get 3 to 5 tenths off each one. But with the loosening of the rules, it might be a little bit easier on him.
Yeah, he puts up a 12.9. I think he probably got a decent amount off on those. But 5-4 difficulty, that's pretty high for high bar. So now we got Asher Hong mounting the high bar. Min. Full talk, very nice. Straight to that handstand. Half talk, a little bit late, but done well. Piked Kovacs, catches super close to the bar. Has to muscle the next couple giants, but stays on the bar. Stalder. Double twisting, double layout. A little bit short, takes a hop forward. Kind of a wild routine, but gets through it while staying on the bar. And early in the season, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a new release for him, the layout Kovacs. So good to see him put in those upgrades early in the season, even if it didn't go his way.
Yeah, looking at scores, rotation 5. I still can't believe we're 5 rotations in, but um, Stanford puts up a 52.95 on high bar to Cal's 51.35 on P bars. Both solid scores for the events. Big 13.05 from Theo, 13.0 from Tucker, and then really impressive 13.7 from Brandon Win on high bar, and 13.3 for Jeremy on high bar as well. And then Asher's score comes in at an 11.95. And looking at the team total, after 5 events, Cal's at a 254.25 to Stanford's 265.25. So Stanford grows their lead to 11 points headed into the last rotation.
Pretty good hit ratio from both these teams so far. I haven't seen a lot of major errors able to stay on the equipment, so that's really good to see.
Yeah, I think both coaches are going to want to see some more sticks moving forward. Again, it is early in the season. You're pretty fatigued by your dismount, but that could be a big swing in your score instead of taking a 3/10 step, sticking the landing, and getting a 10th bonus as well. So it can quickly improve your score. So rotation 6, Cal moves to high bar, Stanford moves to P bars. And I think we can expect some big things from both teams on these events to finish it off.
Yeah, talking about those dismounts, I think this year is going to be the year of the dismounts with all the rule changes, upgrading the element group, and then also the stick bonus. I think teams that can put together a string of a stick train, so to speak, can expect to get really high team scores. So I think that's going to be a big focus for both these teams. Let's see if they can finish out the 6th event with a couple of those sticks.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with 404 count, it's going to come down to really everything, and the more bonus you can get, the better.
Looks like Taylor Burkhart's in the all-around spot for P-bars. So 3 guys doing all-around for Stanford today. Colt, Taylor, and Asher. Both be excited to see who can battle it out.
Yeah, it looks like Asher won't be going on P bars.
Oh. I'm wondering why he was in the all-around spot for... he was looking at his hand after high bar. Maybe he's dealing with a rip and decided to pull out of the parallel bar spot.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a last-minute substitution.
Yeah, because I don't know why he'd be doing the all-around spot for the other event. So maybe dealing with a bloody hand or something like that. Not uncommon in the sport. You know better than anyone, Blake.
I knew all too well. I think my hands bled for about 4 years straight.
I don't think I ever saw you without your hands bleeding all over the bars, man.
I know. It was not ideal, to say the least. We'll get our first look tonight at David Shama, sophomore on the team. Looks like 4 familiar faces for Cal on high bar, guys that have competed already tonight. And then the other 4 for Stanford are Ruin on rings. Brandon's been doing a lot of events. Colt's been doing all around. Taylor's been doing all around. So, like I said, moving down to 12 guys, it definitely creates a heavier load for some of these guys.
Yeah, we haven't seen a pretty good chunk of the Stanford team now that I think about it looking back.
Almost done with this 2-minute one touch.
start off with the 5th-year Brandon Wynn with one of his great events along with high bar.
First up for Stanford, on the parallel bars, Brandon Wynn.
Looks like the green light is up, ready to go. Have 30 seconds to mount the equipment after the green light goes up.
Come on, Bean. Let's go, Bean. Come on.
Start off with the Hanma swing hand. It's a D-rated element. Nice peach half, a little bit short of the handstand, but able to swing well through to the next peach handstand. Want to see sharp angles in the handstand after each of these elements. Big air on the straddle 1 1/4. Dutch front uprise double front. Got the stick. That's a big time routine to start off the parallel bar run for Stanford.
Jackson Mitchell to start things off for Cal on high bar. Put up a good performance on rings earlier. Starts with that half talk. Very nice laid out Tkachev. Pike Tkachev. Very popular skill we're seeing at Zuli Men. Pirouette's a one-arm giant. I don't see too many people do a pirouette straight into it, but nicely done. Double dismount. Small hop back on the landing, but good start for Cal.
That was a nice routine. I was on the edge of my seat. He was fingertips on a couple of those releases.
Yeah.
So 13.85 for Brandon Wynn. That's a big score. Got the stick bonus. Now we're going to see Colt Walker, who is one of the better parallel bar workers in the country. He's kind of known for this event. And he has the ability to challenge Brandon Wynn on that score. We'll see what he can do. Same mount we saw from Brandon on the swing hand. Very nicely done. There's that Makoots. Gets through it pretty clean. Had to pause a little bit on that one rail, but minimizing the deductions as far as form goes. Giant Diam, super critical, highly rated element, and now we're going to see Bobsar fly from one end to the other. He does that better than almost anyone. Nice to pelt, back into the middle of the bars. Hitting every handstand right on top, double front dismount, blind landing. Big step forward, so he'll probably take 3 plus another 1 for the hop. So not the dismount he wanted, but regardless, I think it's going to be a good score that the team can count on because the rest of that routine was really clean.
Carter Kim in the second spot for Cal on high bar. Jackson Mitchell started things off with a 12.35. Kovacs catches really close, but able to work out of it. Tkachev, very nice and fluid on the giant out. Pike Tkachev, same thing, caught with good distance. Free hip, the flying giant. And that quas that Brandon was talking about earlier, that full spin. Double dismount. Has to pike and tuck a little bit to bring it around, but Small hop forward, but another good routine for Cal.
Yeah, going for those big double dismounts, try and take advantage of that new bonus in place.
Yeah, I think high bar is definitely one of the easier events to do a more difficult dismount. That double is worth an E. I think beyond that, it's a little harder to do anything harder than an E, but
All right, Colt Walker scored a 13.55, starting from a 5.4. Now we're gonna take a look at Arun Chetri on P-bars. Pretty unique mount starting from the side, free hip up to handstand, nicely done. Wow, that's that one of those upgraded skills we were talking about, the bell. That's super highly rated nowadays. Big air on the straddle, 1 1/4. Pommel late in the routine, that's so difficult to be putting that in so late when you're tired. Working his way through, getting a little bit out of rhythm, double front dismount, hop backwards, but wow, I'm really impressed with that routine. Had a lot of difficulty in there.
yeah, I'm excited that those double flipping skills to the upper arms got an increase in value. I think they're pretty painful to only get a D for it.
Yeah, me too. Those used to be super popular a couple codes ago, and I think we're going to see a resurgence in those.
Yeah. Next up for Cal, Theodore. Starts with a Yamawaki. Nice and stretched out. Endo up, a little bit of pause. Half top. Into the Tkachev. Had to stretch a little bit for that one to catch it. Half and a fout dismount. Kind of an interesting approach. Usually you see the what we call Chinese tap is when you pike and then get into the dismount, but worked out well with the stuck landing.
Rhythm, David. Rhythm.
Curious to see what Arun's start value was, because he had some upgrades in there from last season. 15.1 for a 13.25, so keeping the hit train rolling for Stanford. Now we're going to see, first time today, David Shama, the sophomore. This is arguably his best event. Started off the same way that Arun did with that sidebar mount. Oh, had to come off there. Looks like he was going for the giant Diamondov and had a little bit lack of power. Couldn't make it over. So you could see Tom asking the judge what he gets credit for in that. I think maybe trying to ask if he's getting credit for the giant with the half turn instead. In which case he probably wouldn't need to repeat an element, but we'll see what he does here. Got to reset the mind and forget about the mistake in the past and just move forward. See if he repeats. Nope, going for the giant swing handstand to a front of fries. Dion, that was really well done. And another. Those are highly valued skills. There's that Makut's to a Healy. Got the rhythm back. Big dismount, double front. Almost got the stick. That routine's got a lot of potential if he can put it together. Unfortunate for Stanford to end on a fall like that, but I think a pretty good run regardless.
Yeah, those front upright skills were beautiful. Flew right up to handstand. Done well. Last up for Cal on high bar. It's Tucker. Finish the night off for the Bears. Again, we see that Zuli mid. Super popular right now. Pike to Kachev, done well. Straddle to Kachev. Free hip. Nice smooth one-arm giant. Gets ready for this dismount. Flying giant. Half in, half out. I almost had the stick. Has to take a small hop. But again, 4 for 4 for Cal and high bar. Good way to end the night.
Alright, we got one more routine. Taylor Burkhart in the all-around spot. David Shamas scored a 12.55.
Come on, T. Let's go.
Taylor's got some good stuff on PR, so we'll see what he can do. Pretty popular mount for this this team. The 1 bar, free hip up to handstand. A little bit of bent arms on the way up. There's that Hanma swing hand. Trying to minimize the deductions here. Good Makut's was really off on that, but you can see he's like a cat. Just knows exactly where to put his hand. Stay on the bar. Big time release, front straddle, 1 1/4 to hang. That's dismount double pike. Small slide back, doesn't quite get the stick, but that was a really good all-around day for Taylor.
Yeah, good day for Taylor. Fairly good day for Stanford. I know there's going to be a lot of things they want to clean up. Had to count a couple falls. Same with Cal, but I think overall, pretty good start to the season for both of these teams. Looking at scores after 6 rotations, completing the meet, Stanford finishes with a 318.45 to Cal's 303.95. Brandon Wynn puts up a huge 13.85 in the leadoff spot for Stanford on P-bars. And Theodore leads the way for Cal on high bar with a 13.05. And then Taylor's score comes in on a 13.2. So good day for him and Colts in the all-around spot. So taking a look at results for each event. Colt took the title on floor with a 14.1. Asher takes second today with a 14.0 and an impressive 9-0 execution score. And then Taylor closes out third place with a 13.8 on floor.
And we got horse Hayden Lee, of course, taking over. He's the horse guy. He got first with the 13.85. Tyler Shimizu from Cal getting second place, 13.55, and Taylor Burkhart pulling up bronze, 13.2. So 2 Cal guys on top. Kind of as we expected, seeing Aiden Lee, the Canadian national champion, win in that event.
On rings, former NCAA champion Asher Hong puts up the highest score of the night with a 13.8, big 5.5 difficulty score. Taylor Burkhart takes second with a 13.55, and Theodore takes third with a 12.9, ties with Colt Walker and Mark Berlaga.
All right, looking at vault, we got Colt Walker winning gold with 13.95, and Taylor and Asher coming in tied with the second place, 13.75. Expect to see both those guys competing harder vaults later on in the season. They're both capable of much higher difficulty there.
Bro, thank you. We love you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
There's the Stanford guys.
BB, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching.
Moving to P-bars, Brandon Wynn takes the top spot with a big 13.85. Colt takes second with a 13.55, and Arun taking third place with 13.25, just narrowly edging out Taylor with a 13.2.
And high bar, Brandon Wynn again taking the first spot. What a day from him. 13.7. That's a big score on high bar. That was a big score last code, and now this one he's already on top with a 13.7. Jeremy Bishop got a 13.3 for second place. And then Theo and Colt tied for that bronze medal position, 13.05. Great routines from these guys.
All around, just a couple guys doing it. The top three, or I guess the top two doing all around. Colt Walker and Taylor actually tied with a 80.4. Taylor had slightly higher difficulty by 5/10. Colt had 5/10 better in execution. So those two take the top honor with all around tonight.
Dang, King, neck and neck there. All right, any closing thoughts, Blake?
No, I think good start to the season. Obviously, both teams are going to build upon this, keep moving forward. It's obviously going to be an adjustment to the new scoring, new code on how to maximize all these items, how some things are being judged. So I think overall good start for both these teams, and it's a long season, so a lot of progress will be made, and excited to see what both teams can do this year.
Yeah, really excited to see what these teams can do. We're going to see them build and grow and do some more difficulty and maybe clean up a little bit as the season goes on. And yeah, excited to see where these guys end up as the season progresses.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's it for tonight. I want to thank Virtius for having both Brandon and I on. Big shout out to Stanford. Shout out to Cal for good performances tonight. I'm Blake Wilson, logging off. Hope everyone has a good night.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good night.